Many people, they got hurt, and many people, they were arrested for no reason. We didn't do anything. This is not democracies. This is not freedom of speech. This is not Canada that we know.
Anti-Palestinian sentiment and anti-Muslim hate crimes have surged in Canada following Hamas's surprise attack on Israel on October 7, a report by the Montreal-based Canadians for Justice and Peace in the Middle East says. People have been attacked for wearing a keffiyeh or displaying a Palestinian flag, and 3 students of Palestinian descent were even shot in Vermont. Yet, incidents like these are receiving minimal attention from the media in Canada and other countries. This is Mona Ayesh, a Palestinian-Canadian who for years has been fighting anti-Palestinian bias and racism in Canada's establishment media and in the public. Since Israel launched its all-out war on Palestine's Gaza, Ayesh has been calling for a permanent ceasefire as Tel Aviv continues to pummel the besieged enclave, killing thousands.
We are trying to stop the genocide that's happening against the civilians. We're trying to spread awareness about what's happening.
However, the protests have been brutally suppressed by Canadian police.
I was there on the protest. We are walking peacefully, we are chatting peacefully, and then suddenly, like hundreds of police officers, they came from the right side, the left side, and they blocked the protest from the rally from going forward. They started to escalate the situation, and then they started to push the protesters and attacking them. I know an elderly woman, she fainted on the floor. She was hit by the police.
Ayesh's motivation to struggle for the liberation of Palestine is reinforced by the experience of her parents, who were forcibly displaced during the 1948 Nakba, or the catastrophe, when Zionist paramilitary groups violently expelled over 700,000 Palestinians from their homes and land.
What's happening in Gaza right now is it's another Nakba. My parents used to live in Al-Majd Al-Asqalani. It's a city very close to Gaza, and they were displaced and forced and then moved from their city to Gaza as refugees at that time in 1948. My parents were little kids, but my father, he still remember what happened. They are forced to move because the Zionist organization, they started to kill everyone, execute everyone, especially the men, the kids. They started executing the families.
Since October 7, Canada's media has been criticized for its pro-Israel bias and underreporting the atrocities committed by Israeli forces against Palestinians in Gaza, adding to the anti-Palestinian sentiment that already exists in the country. According to Ayesh, growing anti-Palestinian racism in Canada has a lot to do with the government's position on the Israel-Palestine conflict.
Once the protest started for Gaza, one of the leaders in Ontario, he started describing our rallies as hate rallies. He started describing our Palestinian flag as a Hamas flag. We are always protesting peacefully for Palestine, demanding the government to stop the genocide in Gaza, stop arming Israel, ask for ceasefire.
Undeterred by the brutal crackdown on protests, Ayesh says her struggle for the liberation of Palestine will continue.
So this is the logic of the Zionists, and this is the logic of the Israeli government. They want to remove the Palestinian identity from the land. They think that the younger generation will forget. No, they will not. We will never forget. This is our land. We will fight for it until Palestine will be free.